You were sitting on your couch last Tuesday. You hadn't told anyone. You hadn't searched for anything. You'd just been thinking, just letting your mind wander in that quiet way it does when you're scrolling without purpose. And then the ad appeared. Something you've been turning over in your head. A concern about your health. A question about a symptom. A worry you hadn't voiced. And there it was, in your feed, as if the phone had been listening. You felt it, that strange cold flush. Not quite fear, more like the feeling of someone standing too close behind you. How did they know I was thinking about that? Let me tell you how they knew. You have a period tracking app or a pregnancy forum you visited once, or search 6 months ago for early pregnancy symptoms that you made in an incognito window because you weren't ready to tell anyone. Here's what the incognito window doesn't do. It doesn't hide your activity from your internet service provider. It doesn't hide it from the app that has cross-app tracking permissions. And in 2026, the data brokers have gotten very, very good at something called inference modeling. They don't need you to tell them you're pregnant. They need you to demonstrate a pattern of behaviors that correlates with pregnancy, change shopping habits, different sleep tracking data, a pause in alcohol delivery orders, a sudden interest in prenatal vitamins on a retail site you visited once. They take all of those signals, run them through a model, and assign you a pregnancy probability score. If that score crosses a threshold and the thresholds are lower than you think, your device ID gets added to an audience segment called expecting early stage. Then the ads start. That inference model was trained on health data that you thought was private. Specifically, cross-app data sharing now includes health searches from apps that are not covered by HIPAA. Your period tracker is not a healthcare provider. Your sleep app is not a doctor. They can sell your data to brokers. The brokers can combine it with your retail data, your location data, and your social media activity. And the resulting profile can be used to target you with ads for things you haven't searched for, things you've only thought about. The algorithm doesn't read your mind. It reads the exhaust from your life, and the exhaust is louder than you knew. Let's check out Mia's story. She lives in Portland. In early 2025, she had a missed period. She didn't take a test. She didn't tell her partner. She just had a feeling. She opened her period tracking app, the one she'd used for 3 years, and logged late period. That's all. One data point. The app's privacy policy, which she hadn't read since 2022, had been updated to allow aggregate health insights sharing with research partners. One of those partners was a data broker called LiveRamp. Within 48 hours, Mia started seeing ads for prenatal vitamins, maternity clothing, and cord blood banking. She saw them on social media, in a game she played on her phone, her email inbox from a retailer she hadn't visited in months. She was not pregnant. It was a false alarm. But the ads didn't know that. The model had scored her as high probability based on one log entry. The model had no process for a negative pregnancy test because Mia never logged a negative test. The app didn't ask. So, for 6 weeks, Mia received ads for pregnancy products every day, a reminder of something that wasn't happening. She started to feel like she was being watched by a system that knew her body better than she did. What she didn't know was that she wasn't being watched by a person, but rather being processed by a model that had learned to see pregnancy in the data before the person themselves knew. And that right there is the architecture, not one creepy ad, a system that profiles your most intimate biological possibilities and sells access to that profile to the highest bidder. Where else is this happening? The same inference modeling is now used for mental health conditions. Your search for anxiety symptoms gets you added to a segment called behavioral health interest. Your late night visits to a support forum get you scored for depression probability. One data broker's pitch deck leaked last year includes a slide titled Early Indicators of Life Events. The slide lists pregnancy, divorce, relocation, job loss, and grief. For grief, the indicators include reduced social media posting, changes in typing speed, and searches for obituaries. Like, what? What the actual hell? I couldn't believe it myself personally. Can you say interconnected? Like, this is a total invasion of one's privacy. And they know it. They are selling access to people who are grieving, who might be laid off, whose marriages might be ending. But the inference models don't need your explicit data. They need enough data from enough people to find patterns. And then they apply those patterns to you based on what you leave behind. The only way to stop inference is to stop leaving traces. And in 2026, that means not using the internet. That's not a choice. That's a demand you cannot meet. Now, to be clear, let's assume that the ad that creeped you out wasn't listening to your microphone. It was more than likely reading the breadcrumbs you left across apps. You know that the period tracker you trusted is not your friend, it's a data source. You know that inference models can assign you a pregnancy probability based on one logged symptom. And you now know which leaks to close today. 3 settings. First, go into your phone's privacy settings and turn off Allow apps to request to track for every app that doesn't have a clear direct benefit to you. That's the cross-app data sharing gateway. Second, for any health or period tracking app, go into its settings and look for Share Anonymized Data or Help Improve the App. Turn those off. Those are the euphemisms for selling your data to brokers. Third, go to the website of each major data broker, Oracle, LiveRamp, The Trade Desk, and find their opt-out page. It exists. It's designed to be hard to find, but it exists. You'll need to provide your email and your device IDs. It takes 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes to close a leak you didn't know was open. One more document. The Federal Trade Commission issued a report in April of this year called Inference and Intimacy: Consumer Protection in the Age of Predictive Modeling. On page 47, there's a model letter you can send to any company that targets you based on inferred health data. The letter demands that they disclose the source of the inference and delete any profile derived from your activity. The FTC has ruled that inference models based on sensitive data constitute unfair practices if the consumer was not clearly notified. You can send that letter. Most companies will ignore it. But the ones that don't, they'll delete your profile because the legal risk of keeping it is now higher than the value of selling it. And to end, try to unpack this. That weird feeling you had when the ad appeared, that was your brain recognizing a violation, because that's exactly what it is. Don't be mistaken, this is one piece of thousands. Tons of your data are already out there in the hands of companies you don't even know exist yet. In this case, you have what you need to plug the leak, swipe on or off, but at least now you know where the off switch is. Until next time.